This is a continuation of the last one where I talked about being real sad and super depressed, and that was definitely one of the worst days of my life. 6th of June 2024. I recorded that video, said my feelings of my life, said some things, and I just kind of want to explain what happened after that and I guess to where I am now, which is more neutral and just refuting some of the things I said in that video. I suppose I hope I can get to all of that, but honestly, I'm just gonna accept that I'll never actually be able to say everything that's on my mind and just constantly be disappointed with everything. Anywho, so what happened after that? I recorded that video at like 12 at noon, and I had to go to class at 1, so I had to leave pretty quickly. And the biggest mistake of that day was definitely that I used my motorcycle to get there. It's a 10-minute ride, and there's no particularly dangerous roads, but honestly, with me, every single road is dangerous. I crashed 2 times before, and especially on that emotionally vulnerable day, I drove there, and a spoiler, nothing bad happened. Thankfully, it's an absolute miracle that actually nothing happened, but with the mindset that I had of just being completely and utterly worthless, my mind kind of snapped. It broke. Anything can happen is what was going through my mind right now. Like, I had the possibility of just veering to the left a bit, go to the right side of the road, and survive as long as I can. Like, it was a really bad time and place. It was completely destructive and unhealthy. I kind of always wondered how school shooters are able to have that kind of mindset, and I am 100% sure that I was in that exact same mind space. This kind of seems like a juxtaposition or a contradiction, but when you feel like you're worth nothing, it can sometimes feel like you can do anything. Like, I don't know, you're at rock bottom. You gotta go somewhere after that. You can only go up or do something drastic, possibly. Yeah, I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this. So I think I'm just gonna go straight into why I rationally decided not to do anything crazy. Actually, before that, man, I still remember pretty vividly the entire experience. Like, the only bad thing that I did was that I accidentally wasn't paying attention to one of the roads that were blocked, and that road is usually open all the time except for the one time I was driving that afternoon. And even when I did accidentally go through it, there were zero consequences, bizarrely. Like, I think when I was trying to go to that class, um, emotions wise, I was obviously kind of perturbed, and everything on my mind was everything that I just said in the video that I recorded that day. And the possibility of me being very distracted was quite high. Not only that, my body just felt very loose. I felt like I could have done anything, I suppose. Like, I kind of want to express this emotion of liberation of extreme freedom that I had that day from snapping my mind in half. I looked all around me and I saw everyone having places to go, just doing their everyday work, not thinking about nearly as deeply about things that I have or being nearly as emotionally perturbed. They're doing the everyday stuff, needing places to go. And I had a place to go as well, but I could have also not went there. I could have been doing anything else. I could have caused a disaster. The way that society made up rules and decided to become a vehicle-based society with roads and inherently risking the possibility of having traffic accidents with giant metal vehicles crashing into soft human bodies. And I could have exploited that fact to have caused a disaster, is what I was thinking of at the time. Anywho, I don't know where to go from there. It was a very yellow day. It was very yellow. I still remember the afternoon sun. I suppose those are the kind of details that you would focus on when you're hypersensitive about everything, but at the same time, very insensitive toward human emotions and other people. Uh, Speaking of that, actually, so how did I kind of like avoid doing anything dangerous and um, very happy that I didn't? I rationally thought, yeah, everyone's just doing their everyday things, and I'm just gonna go to class. Fuck it. I've literally already decided that I'm doing something that is everyday, that very Nichijou as well. And I just thought to myself, how pathetic would it be? Like, I'm already pretty pathetic, but how unbelievably sad would it have been if I caused an accident and lived through it, and I would have to live with the consequences? My parents, who are already somewhat disappointed in me, are probably gonna disown me after that, after knowing what I've been through, been thinking. None of my friends would think I was fucking sane. So I just decided I'm just gonna go to, especially, like, I'm just gonna go to class. Like, it's also the reason why I'm going there is literally just class. It's just another lecture. Why am I going to do something so life changing, so destructive, while just going to a lecture, something that I do every day? So, whatever. It would have been so pathetic and sad if I killed someone or did something awful on that day and had to live through it. So I decided not to. Kind of unbelievable. What made it even worse, if I did do that, is that the class literally nothing happened. The fucking lecturer didn't even show up. I'm not even joking. He pranked us. I just sat in class listening to Death Grips for 30 minutes and then went home, and that is the entire class. How sad would that have been? But yeah, I'm repeating myself. Let's get onto the last topic, I suppose. I should really structure these. What changed since then? It is currently the 8th of June, and I'll be honest, a lot of the things that I said on that video, they still hold true. I can't really think about how to refute or say they're false, and that's kind of the thing, I guess. But what I can change, at least, is my view on whether or not that matters, I suppose. And not only that, I did kind of give an avenue for myself to change and be better anyway. So there's at least a possibility of that. Um, yeah, the analogy of like everybody's just doing their normal everyday thing while I'm over here sulking in my own misery, thinking about how bad life can be and my entire goals in the future and whether or not I'm actually happy or achieve them or whatever. That's like, I think everybody is kind of hiding that. Like, everyone's just doing assignments and interacting with people and living for just their short term future, but not really thinking about where they're gonna be in 10 years. And maybe they don't even have the assumption that their current lifestyle will continue for forever. And that's possibly the fault that I had in the last video, that things can change. It won't definitely be that forever. And in that video, I definitely did think that. I definitely think that that's all my life is gonna be, or I'm definitely gonna be in this mood forever. But the state that I am now, I'm not really thinking about it too hard, and I don't think anyone else, or like a majority of people, are doing that same thing. Anywho, sorry if all of that was really messy. If everything I said just made zero sense. But, I mean, these videos aren't necessarily meant for communication. It's mostly just to document my feelings at a time. So yeah, maybe my main point is that analogy of getting deeper into oneself and thinking about your goals in the future. And after thinking about everything, it all becomes very sad and depressing. Or like just thinking about the sadness and wars and bad stuff going on in the world. Everyone just avoids that. Everyone just doesn't think about it. Everyone's just doing their normal everyday stuff. And that's what I'm gonna be doing, because that's what's accepted of me, expected of everyone, really. Like, no one can even crack a joke because there's thousands, millions of starving children in Africa, you know? It's just inappropriate, but we're just gonna avoid that. We're just not gonna think about it. And I'm gonna keep going forward. I mean, that's really why therapy exists, I guess, because so you can explore it, but only in certain times, but not all the time, because that would be overbearing. So yeah, I don't know. You know what? That message about that actionable thing that you can do. Give me another therapist. Thanks. I want more. I can't stop it. Give me another addiction that isn't drowning in my vices all day and doing nothing and I don't know, gooning. Okay, that's it. Thanks for listening. I am in a slightly better place. So I'm thankful for that. Consume everything and goodbye. Everything and goodbye. Everything and goodbye.